Damn.
Coolio.
Coolio, the song. No, it's an artist, not
Yeah.
the song.
I was watching an episode of Hot Ones over the weekend, and it was the episode where he interviews Gordon Ramsay, which was hilarious. I hate Gordon Ramsay, and I love it. Like, I love him so much because I hate him so much.
What?
And he was freaking out. Like, he was like, oh, this is not spicy, like, just, this is nothing. Like, and then, like, 5 wings in, like, no reaction. That 6th wing hits, and he just flips shit. He's swearing the entire time. He's doing some weird shit. Didn't understand. He like took out a lime and was like rubbing it against his lips and his tongue, and then he like brought out one of those like little lemon shaped thing of like sour mix for cocktails, was just squirting it straight into his mouth. He's like, fuck. He's like, you ever fucking killed anyone on this show? And the guy's like, well, we haven't heard from Coolio in a long time.
God. Sean Evans is incredible. Like, he's so talented.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, I never thought I would ever be able to say that about an interviewer or a presenter, but he is insanely talented and good at what he does. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, even just the core concept of Hot Ones, for years it was, okay, we're going to interview people, try to get the most out of them. Let's see if we can make them as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
And he just flips the script and is torturing them on set.
He does the exact opposite. And it's such an original idea. I like most concepts, after a little while, like when people start complaining about people ripping them off, I'm like, all right, come on. Like, it's not that original. Hot Ones was like, I remember like Ellen or someone started doing it, and I was just like, no, that's bullshit. That's like, that's their thing. Like, no one else was doing that, and they started doing it. Like, that's a really cool original idea.
And think about how good and cool it must be in order to get people to agree to be on that show. Because it's like, hey, we want to make you fucking furious with pain, and we're going to ask you a bunch of personal questions. Like, you gotta be pretty fucking good at what you do to get people to hear that and think, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Well, definitely in the beginning, the publicists did not let the talent know what they were getting into, and it was very obvious because they wouldn't really know the concept. And he would start explaining the hot sauce, and you could tell that they were kind of like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll play along," wink, thinking it like wouldn't be hot or something. And then they'd get really hot, and they would tap out immediately. Like, what the
memes
fuck?
come along of Shaq going like, "Ooh."
Yeah. Oh man, it's a great show. Mm-hmm. Everyone watch Hot Ones on YouTube, and I think they're doing a game show now on True TV or something.
Ooh, yeah,
also
that
with
sounds
the
right.
same concept. So it's fun.
True TV is actually a vehicle for a lot of net production going mainstream. Huh?
Yeah, Adam ruins everything.
Love that
Especially
man.
now that college humor is
Love
dead.
that man. So, right now, I want you guys to take a look at the Google Hangouts. Get ready, because I'm about to turn on the video camera. No, it's not explicit.
What the fuck? What is that, a 40?
This is a champagne bottle of Miller High Life.
Oh my god.
And I'm drinking the champagne of beers to celebrate Parasite winning Best Picture at the Oscars last night.
Andrew's so vindicated.
And so, with that, I want to welcome you all to the 83rd episode of Voluntary Viewing, the Drunk Cast 2020.
Oh
This is the date that we agreed on, right? Like, this is the episode where we do the Drunk Cast.
Absolutely.
Back-to-back drunk casts.
It can't be back-to-back if you don't remember the last episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of us. Lucas, you need to stay sober with me so we can have the same dynamic.
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Too late. Too late for that. Oh, boy. Well.
Okay, so it's good for Parasite winning. Definitely going to see that movie now. Well, I was before, but now I have even more
Oh, really?
too.
Oh, I mean, obviously now you have to listen to the Oscars. I mean, you couldn't take Andrew's word for it because his tastes are so garbage.
I mean, you are wearing a wife beater right now, drinking the champagne of beers out of a champagne bottle.
Fucking outed. Andrew Clark is canceled.
Lucas, you know where I grew up.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
But no, I am now seeing like professional film critics get into the subs versus dub argument that anime has had for
But that
a
only
fucking
works
decade.
for anime. This is a live action movie. Now, if someone watches fucking dubbed live action Parasite, then they are cancer. Like they're not allowed, they're not allowed to
There's
watch
no
movies.
argument. So it's subs all the way, even with anime.
Yeah, even with
yeah,
anime.
with live action, it's way worse.
That's just not okay. You can't do that.
Oh,
I saw this argument too when Dark came out on Netflix, because that gained a lot of mainstream traction.
Yeah.
And Netflix by default set it to dubs, and so I started watching, and I was just like, "What? This like something's fucked up here." Netflix, like, no, it's not loading correctly or something, because I didn't know it was a German show, and then I quickly realized. I was like, what the fuck have you done? I was like, you monster.
You killed it.
Yeah, and I know at least one person who was never able to get it working properly, so they didn't watch the series because it wasn't just default English subtitles. So, heathens, I tell ya. Absolute heathens.
My favorite take of this is, you don't hate subs, you just read at a 3rd grade level.
Hot takes.
that has been my life for a decade.
Classic.
What, reading at a 3rd grade level?
Oh! Drunk Andrew's pretty punchy.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, everyone look out. He's on a warpath.
Wow, so different than every single week on the podcast. Andrew's attacking everyone.
Andrew's picking fights. This is such a weird thing he's doing. Oh, man.
This is the 83rd episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast. And on this episode, we have the one of the masters of time, Ryan Holtz.
Hey, everyone. I'm the designated driver tonight. Me and my fellow co-hosts are ready to bail. I'm going to take their keys and drive everyone home.
The master of time is so responsible.
Yeah.
Can't the
Also
master
on
of time just, like, speed me up so that I'm not drunk anymore?
That's how it works. A super fast drunk person would be sober.
No, I mean, like, speed up, like, my body. You know, like,
That's not
make
how
it,
that works, Andrew.
just make it 3 hours from now.
Oh, I see. I thought you thought that, like, inebriation was just, like, you get a little slower.
No.
And, like, that's the only effect it has on the human body.
Just speed up my reflexes and I'll be fine.
Exactly. That's what I thought you were saying.
I meant,
And I was
like,
I don't
make it
think that's how it
later.
works. That's fair. No, I can't do that. I'm apologizing. I would have to, really, really hack into those government servers.
And that man who wishes his time was sped up is somebody who can tell you the exact time down to the second, even on the moon, which mankind has definitely visited. Andrew Clark.
These shots.
Ooh.
This isn't going to be the drunk cast. This is going to be the Sass cast.
Sasscast. That's the name of the episode right there. The Sasscast.
And then last but not least, I am the man who wields the power of both the hour and the minute hand. And also the second hand, but you don't want to know which hand I have that power in. Lucas the writer.
Oh.
The power of the hour. Or the hour power.
The power hour.
No.
Ooh, that's also up there.
Not that one. We don't speak of that one.
I think this has been a hell of an intro, and now it's time to get into news of the week, huh?
Yeah, huh?
We don't have a choice.
News of the week!
We're trapped here. You can't see me, but I'm blinking. Help me in Morse code.
This time is a prison.
Yeah. It's also a time-themed episode, everyone.
I mean, you can leave anytime you want, Ryan, but really, who's going to take you in?
You can check out anytime you like,
but you
can
never
never leave. Anyway.
Everyone think we're living it up right now.
On Wall Street? In that New York City town?
I was more thinking the Hotel California, but all right.
Are you sure that I'm the one that's drinking?
What?
Oh, Andrew, yes. Are you okay right now? You're not making much sense.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, I don't think those words were in the correct order, Andrew.
Oh no. That face when the inebriation hits.
Are you punkin' Drublick right now?
What if we created a script so detailed to try to fuck somebody up and make them think that they are drunk?
Or having a stroke in their car.
Yes.
Oh, these words aren't making sense anymore. Uh-oh.
And we just like pull out some burnt toast and...
Jesus! Some next level gaslighting going on here. Feels like you've thought of this, Andrew. But like, how can I really fuck someone up?
I'll make them think they're dead and that there are ghosts stuck on this plane until they finish their business.
Like the Chris and Jack video with the, what's it called? The White Room.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's
Ask
right.
any question you want.
Rockstar co-founder and head writer Dan Houser is leaving the company, which kind of makes me think that GTA 6 and Red Dead 3 won't have traditional single-player campaigns.
That'd be sad.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean, I understand that he is a head writer. Is he the only writer?
There is a team of writers, but my thinking is that if this person who was seemingly integral to all of Rockstar's previous big games is leaving, and Rockstar sees how much money that GTA Online and Red Dead Online are making the company, why bother with a story campaign anymore?
Well, first off, Rockstar has enough money to kind of do whatever they want, and they have. But it's also not like he has been the writer of all of their games. I don't think that he... Wait, never mind. I was going to say I didn't think he wrote Red Dead Redemption 2. I thought he just wrote the first one.
I believe he wrote both. And GTA San Andreas 4 and 5?
Would you argue, though, that because of Red Dead Redemption 2 online not being a really big thing, is that even like a thing anymore? Like, do people play that at all?
People definitely still play it, but it's not anywhere near as big as GTA 5. Yeah. Like, that is...
Maybe that
stands alone.
Especially Red Dead Redemption. Like, it seems like there has to be a story for that game series.
I mean, otherwise I wouldn't hate just Cowboys, the MMO.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate a GTA all-online version.
Right.
Like, I didn't play GTA 5 for the story, even though it was a fun story and I really liked it. But that wasn't the reason I played it. Like, GTA Online was the jam.
And, I mean, I guess you could make the argument with, at this point, at least with the Red Dead franchise, where does a story go with these characters anymore? Or even just the themes of that franchise, what's left that already hasn't been explored and explored really well?
I mean, they could go to, like, the heyday. Because they even say in the precursor to Red Dead Redemption 2, like, at the twilight of the Outlaw West, you know, like...
Yeah.
The game kind of happens after the peak of like those
It's-
roving outlaw gangs.
Yeah, like Red Dead Redemption 2 is like, hey, your time is over. Like, you can't keep doing this. The world's moving on. And in the original game, which takes place afterwards, it is fully like the world is modernizing. It's industrial revolution. It's like you're a cowboy who does not belong here. It's like you have no business being here as this outlaw cowboy.
Isn't that a big part of the Red Dead games, though? You know, that they're, like, the point is that they're taking place as cowboys are a dying breed, and then, like, just when you're essentially playing as the last cowboy?
Well, there's a theme of those. But what if they explored the first cowboy?
The first.
All right.
He found...
The first outlaw.
He was the chosen one. He found that magic bowler hat. I don't know.
What the fuck? Andrew, we saw how far you were into that bottle. You weren't very far.
I'm not drunk, guys. I'm just not funny.
Oh.
Jesus.
An
admission only a drunk person would make.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who might have been drunk when they said stuff, Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, says that Sony and Nintendo, the companies beating Microsoft in gaming right now, aren't actually Microsoft's competition.
Well, yeah. Like
this
so
totally
far
fucking tracks with me. Oh, God. This totally tracks with me, though. Like,
lay it on.
You remember that shit with the Xbox One? How they want to be your living room and all that shit? They basically wanted to be Roku, meets a game console, meets whatever the fuck. Like, that's exactly what they still have in their head, even though they blatantly failed at it.
I mean, they
like, this doesn't surprise me at all.
Like,
not really completely. I would not say completely. And like, if they're gonna make another effort to do it, that wouldn't shock me at all.
I guess at this point, so long as somebody has a Game Pass subscription, I don't really think Microsoft cares if they're playing games on a PC or playing it on an Xbox.
Well, I would say, PC might be one of their competitors, quote unquote.
I love this quote from him where it says, Microsoft's gaming business, quote unquote, isn't about how many consoles you sell. And then I just immediately imagined Booger McFarlane going, it's not about the rushing yards, it's the attempts that count.
Yeah, I don't know. And it sounds like he's focusing more on, like, the Google of the world, like, fucking, what's that shit called that failed?
Stadia.
Google Stadia.
Yeah, fuck me. It was around for like a week and a half.
Yeah, I think maybe that they're just trying to position themselves more in that space. But, yeah, he really seems to...
I mean...
I don't know.
To me, this kind of sounds like the Redskins saying that, I mean, yeah, not great year for us, but hey, at least we're better than the DC Defenders right now.
No.
The DC Defenders won their home opener.
I would say it's more like, I don't fucking know. The CEO of a gaming company repositioning his brand. And trying to, like, clue investors in on the fact that they're not going to be winning in the traditional space, so they're trying to expand into alternatives, sort of thing.
What investors not as much fail to realize is that it was never our plan to be successful.
Yeah.
Meaning that we succeeded.
Yeah. We wanted to fail, so we have failed successfully.
Really, we just wanted to create a dialogue.
That's the Microsoft, or not the Microsoft, the Google way.
Mm.
We never meant for Chrome to be good. We just thought everyone else sucked, so we made it. And then it was good. We never wanted Google Fiber to go across the entire country.
Then it did.
We just wanted everyone to have faster speeds. So then they did.
We tried to disrupt the wearable tech field with Google Glass and...
Oh, man. I remember Google Glass.
No, you don't.
That shit looks so dumb. Oh, I absolutely do. I ran into multiple people with the prototype.
What, are you kidding me?
Like, yeah,
really?
The Explorer or whatever the fuck. It was like $3,000.
I had never seen it in real life. I didn't even know that there was more than like half a dozen prototypes made.
No, there was a decent amount. They were the Google Glass Explorer or something or another.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think at least 2 different people, one at a music festival and one at like a gaming event with them, and they were like letting people try them on.
Huh.
Are you sure folks weren't just cosplaying as that one guy from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
Cookie!
Yes!
The man. All those people are really grown up.
I mean, yeah, that was, 15 years ago or something?
No, it wasn't.
Were we 10? No, we would have been about 10.
That was 5 years ago.
We're young.
God damn it.
That was last week.
I think the
final episode 2007. So 13 years ago.
I think the love interest was in something recently that reminded me of.
Susie Crabgrass was in The
Walking Dead.
Susie Crabgrass.
Susie fucking Crabgrass. Yep.
In the immortal words of Ned Declassified. Susie fucking Crabgrass.
My 2 best friends, Cookie and Mose, are going to do the impossible. Create a guide to help you survive school. Call it out.
No.
I'll survive with no doubt.
No.
Never fear. Bring it on.
I left the past in the past, Ryan. Leave it there.
What's in my way? Oh, man. Have you guys... There's a video on YouTube, which is something like early 2000s nostalgia. Mm-hmm. And it has some weird shit on there that you've never thought of since you last saw it. And it's disturbing. Like, I saw a tweet recently which had one of the videos that was on that YouTube video, and it's the theme for that one educational like program that they used to run in school with like parrots flying through windows and stuff, and the song goes I don't know if you guys watched it in school, but holy shit.
I don't remember the name of it, but you're creating like a genuine visceral reaction from me right now. Like, I am tensing up because that is... I know that. I don't know that name, but like that is burned into my memory.
Yep, I'll find it. If you guys vamp, I'll send you the clip, and it'll fuck you up, man. Because you have not thought of it since you last saw that video. Eyewitness. It's called Eyewitness. I already found it. I typed in parrot flying through museum.
We didn't even have to vamp.
Yeah, it is in the Google Messages.
Holy shit!
Right?
Oh my god!
It fucks you up when you were like, that existed.
Yeah, oh my
god. And that
music. It's in
the
a
music
square
on the pan
aspect
flute
ratio. Is this real?
Yep. It's on the pan flute and shit, and it's just like, oh my god, my life.
Oh no, what have you done, Ryan?
Where has it gone?
Where have you done? Oh no, it's the T-Rex in the space dome. This can't be real.
Yeah.
Eyewitness ape.
Yeah, I think it might have been in the Wisconsin public school system or something, because the person who tweeted it out was Gus Johnson, who also went to a Wisconsin public school. So that might have been where it came from, but fuck me, man. That is not something I've thought about since the last time I saw that video in like 4th grade or something.
I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea what you were talking about when you were trying to do like the theme song yourself, and as soon as I heard the first note of that goddamn pan flute, I was like, oh no.
Yep. No, it messes you up, man. But yeah, there's a bunch of videos out there, like videos and sounds every kid from the early 2000s will remember. And there's some on there that are like, they'll get you. They'll get you hard. Especially like the commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Like, those are definitely things that you obviously would have never thought about, but you probably saw them literally every time you watched Nickelodeon or something. So.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like the Reese's Puffs commercial.
Yeah.
Oh,
Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs,
peanut
butter chocolate flavor. So bad.
I still think about that every day.
Andrew doesn't stop thinking about that until his eyes finally manage to close every single night. And the minute he wakes up, he's reminded of the horror.
It's the meme where it's like the girlfriend's like, I bet he's thinking of other women, and then the guy's like, Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs.
Now Reese's just has Job Bluth taking care of all that.
Oh, God.
They traded up.
Yep.
Moving into TV, and an update to last week's story. The Japanese broadcast of Interspecies Reviewers has also been canceled on a major channel. New episodes are still airing, but I believe they are no longer being aired on a Tokyo-specific network. Not totally sure how Japanese TV works in regards to that.
I have no idea what that means, Like...
I fucking hate this.
Have you guys seen the image, the key visual?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's one girl with tentacles that she's using as like a bra.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. I fucking hate this. I hate it so much.
There's a very old woman towards the back. It's bad, man.
Why does this exist? Why?
Andrew, because it's making fucking money.
I see at least 3 different 1,000-year-old vampires. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So yeah, not cool.
I'm sad now.
Get ready to get sadder unless we have something in film.
Oh man, what's?
I mean, the Oscars.
What happened in film? The
year.
Oscars.
The fucking Oscars happened.
Oh. Parasite won. Brad Pitt got Best Supporting Actor. Greta Gerwig won Best... Was it Actress or Supporting Actress?
I don't think Greta Gerwig won anything.
Oh, fuck. My bad.
She's a director.
Oh. Wait, who won something for Little Women, then?
I don't think Little Women won anything.
Yeah, I also don't think that was her. Was it?
Might be.
It was her. Right?
Was it?
I thought it was.
Okay, so... Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor for Joker.
Yeah.
Renee Zellweger won Best Actress for Judy.
Mm-hmm. Laura Dern won Best Supporting Actress for Marriage Story. Toy Story 4 won Best Animated Feature, obviously.
Shock.
You guys want to have fun with what it's like to work at a major media company during the Oscars? We had our Oscar pool. 40 people participated, so it was like $5 per, so the pool's like, $200 or something.
Yeah.
And the winner of the fucking event was a 7-way tie. 7 different people got 21 of the 24 categories right.
Holy shit.
And it was a tiebreaker, which was the length of the event. The winner had 3 hours and 31 minutes. The actual time was 3 hours and 35 minutes. Second place had 3 hours and 27 minutes. So it was a 4-minute difference.
It's not even fun anymore at this point.
No, the guesswork is removed when you work with people who are very much in the know.
That is fucking incredible.
So...
No, at that point, it's just like a calculation of, okay, who am I confident is going to win this, and how long do I think they're going to ham it up on stage?
Yep. The winner did not get... The 3 that they missed were Best Picture, which was crazy, Best Director, and Best Sound Mixing or something. So, the kind of arguably 2 of, the big 4. Where they missed, but they got all the ridiculous ones like Best Live Action Short Film and stuff like that. So,
do we want to talk more about Parasite winning Best Picture?
I mean, it's a watershed moment.
I can talk about Parasite all day.
The history of the Academy.
Do you? How do you think this impacts the foreign film category going forward?
Well, they're calling it now Best International Film, which I think is a worse name.
Right.
Yeah.
Because can Canadian films compete in that? Because that's not really the same. You know?
Like
There's been Canadian films ever had an Oscar presence?
There's been a lot of British films that I feel like have not been quote unquote international films or foreign films, that they've just been in the film category.
Yeah. Well, they said this year was the first that it was called Best International Film.
Okay. But I mean,
and
like,
not Best Foreign Language Film.
So like, are British in the past, were British movies considered foreign films, or were they like just?
Well, it's foreign language films was the old category. So I would guess no.
Okay.
Because it's English.
I mean, I think that is fine. You know, I mean, like, obviously there's room for improvement and change. I don't really know how this affects things moving forward.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I mean,
yeah,
like,
there's been some winners.
Like, technically, animated feature could still win best feature or best film. You know, like technically, like those are not. They're not exclusive categories.
Was Parasite up for best international film also?
It won.
Yeah.
Oh, it won best international and then best film.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And best director and best original screenplay.
Yep.
Okay.
4 biggies.
I guess I knew it got. All right.
Yeah, when it won best original screenplay is when I went, oh shit, like my pool's fucked. Like, I was like, that thing's gonna do some damage. Like, it's gonna win a lot of stuff. I kind of thought it was only gonna win best international film. So I don't know.
It's my understanding it hit a lot of the same beats as Sorry to Bother You, so I wonder what the difference was. I shouldn't speculate without seeing the movie. And I should definitely see
Parasite
the movie.
did?
Yeah.
Really?
Did you see Parasite, Ryan?
I have yet to see Parasite.
I didn't, but it did?
I mean, I have not seen Sorry to Bother You. But even if it did hit on the same beats, like, even if it had, like, a similar message, which I can't say if it did or not, because I haven't seen both, like, that doesn't mean that one can't be a better movie than the other.
I mean, from what I know from the plot, it doesn't sound similar at all. Like, even in the slightest. So I don't know.
I was thinking it was hitting on similar themes of social and class inequality, but all right.
Well, a lot of movies do that.
In like a... Yeah, no, I'm not going to get into it. I'm sorry. Any other Oscar takeaways? I hear everybody thought Keanu was hot, which unsurprising.
Why was Eminem there?
Because he won an Oscar for Lose Yourself in 2003.
In 2003.
And he never accepted his award, and so he came back to, like, come full circle. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
No, he didn't accept it or anything on stage. He's just
like sorry it took me so long.
Did he say that?
I think he did. I think he said, sorry, it took me like 18 years. I don't know if he said it on stage or if he like said it later. Okay. But
I didn't see it on stage. I watched the whole presentation and it was all like, oh, like all the, different best original song winners. Like, this is kind of a fun montage. And then it kind of hung on the like opening of Lose Yourself, like the piano.
Just a little too long, and then it kept going. It's like, oh, okay, he's going to perform.
Well, but then it cut out right before the, like, the drop. The part where everyone's like, oh shit, here we go. And then it, of course, came on and Eminem showed up, and I was like, what? I was like, is this real? And then they kept cutting to different people to see the reactions, like Idina Menzel and fucking Martin Scorsese, and they were all like, what?
Definitely my is this real moment was James Corden coming out in his cat costume. And Rebel Wilson, just in their fucking cat costumes for like best visual effects, and then just shitting on their own movie because of the
visual effects. People were not happy with that.
No,
which like
they're like, hey, visual effects are important, right?
Can I just throw it out there that like after a week they had to like put an updated version into theaters because the visual effects were so fucked up. Yeah, like
you can make fun of the movie if it's bad. Like I understand that like Yeah,
I'm not saying
you
visual
don't want
effects
actors
artists
shitting on things that they, don't understand. People work hard on it, but like it was bad.
Yeah, no, they're not saying that like everyone is bad and like all visual effects artists are like overrated and shit. They were just like they were bad in our movie, man. And it was one of the core problems with the movie. Like, sure, that story, it would have Cats did not fail because of the lack of visual effects. Like,
it was everything.
Cats was destined to fail. But the visual effects were arguably the most egregious part of the cut that aired. So, yeah, that was, I guess, interesting.
People kept bitching about how The Irishman got robbed and snubbed and how it didn't win anything. And it's like, it's not a good movie, guys.
Yeah, I was like,
it shouldn't have been nominated at all. Like,
I mean, I can see a nomination. I don't know about
for
winning.
some things, sure. I don't know what they are, but sure. It's not a good movie. It's not like the worst movie or anything, but it's not good.
That's a ringing endorsement if I've ever heard one. Not the worst movie. Quote, Andrew Clark.
The Irishman. It's not the worst.
But it's not good. Oh no, it'd just be ... It's not the worst ... You don't have to hear the rest of that quote. Yeah.
Nope, fucked it. Team 4-Star isn't planning on continuing Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
It's a sad day.
Yeah,
this is more of a you guys thing.
I mean, we kind of knew that they weren't going to do it, right? Like, their last thing was like almost 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Was it last year? I thought we were...
Either way, it's been a while, and they were always like, we don't really know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think that they should keep going on. Like, obviously, I wanted them to. I really enjoy that stuff that they make. But I think it was a good place for them to stop.
Yeah. Still a bummer. Looking forward to their other content, though. Wish them nothing but the best. What?
Yeah, wait. So, like, there's definitely a... there's a little thing here that, like, maybe I'm completely wrong, but they put it in the FAQ, which the, like, what about all of us who have been, like, paying into the Patreon over, like, what do you say, the last 2 years that have gotten, like, no content? Like, it's kind of iffy, right? Maybe? I don't know.
I can see the argument, but I've also been involved in enough creative projects to know that, like, you don't always realize that you're done with a project immediately after you get to what turns out to be the project's ending point, you know?
Do you think they're going to refund all those people?
I understand why they're doing it, because, like, they're probably not making very much money, but it is, like, a moment in here where they're like, a lot of people have been paying thinking that they were going to get season 4, and we're sorry about that.
Yeah.
Like, and then at the end, it's like,
shouldn't they refund all those people?
Ceasing your patronage. Like, yeah, I understand, like, but it's not paying back to not then pay them more money.
I know there's also no way they can really fight against the public perception of what the Patreon for the people making Dragon Ball Z Abridged, what that money is actually funding, but it's my understanding they had been pretty forward about, hey, Patreon isn't meant to be like, keep Dragon Ball Abridged going, it's more to help us fund other projects and stuff.
Yeah, but all the tiers are, like,
yeah,
dragon focused, and, like, I'm assuming it's what they're best known for. And, like,
it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little iffy to me. I understand where both sides are coming from, but, like, you know.
It's also, I also just read a Medium post today where a former member of that company seems to be throwing the company under the bus so he can get more clout.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gotta chase that clout, baby.
Clout fights. The Clout Wars of 2020.
The Clout Wars! Yeah, I knew that one was coming. Star Wars, the Clout Wars.
The Star Wars Attack of the Clout.
I'm not going to get into specifics or name names, but
Name names. Sister, I could all day.
The general vibe of the article was, here's how the company was failing when I left and what it should have been doing, but it had a very 2020 hindsight aspect to it. And
that's this year.
Oh my god, we're making that a thing now.
This year hindsight.
Andrew, you just invented a new joke.
I don't want that one to be what I'm remembered for.
You're being sarcastic, right, Lucas? that joke has been said a lot. Yes? I don't know.
2020 hindsight this year? All right, whatever.
Yeah, this year, people have been saying that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first I'd heard it. All right.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, Lucas.
I saw a lot of tweets.
Lucas has stayed off of dad Twitter, I see.
You've heard of Black Twitter. Now get ready for Dad Twitter. It's all shitty jokes and no real interaction. Oh no, that's brutal. Wait, so how far did they get in Dragon Ball Z before it ended?
They got through the Cell stuff. So about 2/3 of the way through.
Which honestly,
through the whole
is
series,
where the story should have ended.
Oh, Lucas doesn't seem to agree.
Oh,
I like the Boo stuff.
Fight!
I mean, Lucas is a Dragon Ball Z fan. I am a Dragon Ball Abridged fan. And I've seen some other Dragon Ball stuff. Like, I was always under the impression that people are like, yeah, the Cell Saga was the end of, like, good Dragon Ball Z. And it should have ended. Am I wrong there?
That's fair. I'd make the point, though, that, like, the final third of Dragon Ball Z is when it starts to get weird again in the fun way that was kind of at the core of Dragon Ball, but went away when the Z stuff picked up. And I enjoyed that. So, yeah, my 2 cents. But, like I said...
It's like, they came so far, shouldn't they just finish it?
They're 11 years in, and it would be... I mean, at their current rate of putting out episodes, it would be like maybe another 5 years before they'd be done with it. I just don't think they have the enthusiasm for the project anymore.
Well, you gotta do the thing that makes the money. I don't always have the enthusiasm to go into work every day, but guess what, fucker?
It's a little different to do a creative project.
How long...
Is it, actually? Hold on. Is that a crazy statement to make?
Well, I mean, like, this is not like a 9-to-5 job. Like, this is them doing it because
this is much better and easier. Oh, were they not making a living off of this project?
I don't think much of it.
Oh, if they weren't making a living off of it, sure.
I mean, like, they're making money, but I think it's definitely, like, some of them are doing it part-time, some of them are doing it and also in poverty.
Sure. Then I understand. I thought it was like they were all living off of this money and this was like their like income. Then I was like, okay. But no, if it's like a side project or like a part-time thing or like a hobby thing, sure. That makes sense. But it sounds like that even for the amount of money that would have made it like a full-time gig, they wouldn't have done it.
This also isn't like a handful of friends doing this as like a project. They have a full-blown company based around this now, so that income is it's spread pretty thin. So I don't know.
When they started, was it just a group of friends doing it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So why don't they just do that?
I don't think they can do it to the quality or the scale that meets current YouTube standards, and then we get into the big issue with it.
Cut costs, baby.
If I got burned out, I would simply not be burned out.
Guys, what if we just made Dragon Ball Z Abridged a series of lifestyle vlogs?
Ooh.
Upload like 5 of those a day?
Hey guys, it's me, Goku. I'm getting stronger.
Christ. Oh no. Hey, my man Piccolo over here is always chasing that clout, man. I'm just here to say, man, we all see you, you fucking snake. I just don't like that you're bullying kids, man. All you do is bully kids. You're a cyber bully.
Goku's Jake Paul.
Hey guys, it's me, Yamcha, and today I'm gonna drink my own piss to show you why you shouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
Vegeta comes in and says, yo, Yamcha, I fucked your bitch.
Should we send this to Team 4-Star?
Yeah, it's starting to sound like this all works. Oh no.
And then the last item in news is that I guess people thought the Super Bowl halftime show was too sexy.
Oh, so many people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was everywhere. My grandmother, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I had relatives that I won't name who
Oh.
were like...
I didn't name. I have two grandmothers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're clear.
It's 50-50. Actually, they probably both thought it was offensive and too
like,
sexy.
the game was, kind of entertaining, and I guess with the halftime show, the music was good, but I just think that was a little inappropriate for a lot of people. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm still not entirely sure if you guys are fucking with me right now.
Oh, we're being totally
Yeah,
real.
are you kidding
my
me?
God.
Did you not see
Yeah.
this?
I saw it, and I thought,
People
like,
were really
okay,
upset.
yeah, this is...
Lucas, we're so desensitized. You realize this, right? Like,
That's
this,
fair.
back in, like, a lot of these people lived in a very different age. I don't want to play that card, but, like...
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that a lot of like sex positive and like more normative stuff has been brought up since then, and we all kind of are like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. They're shaking their ass on camera. That's pretty fucking tame in comparison with a lot of mainstream media nowadays. So
I will admit that I got, like, pretty hard whiplash from the fucking America Hell Yeah advertising to a halftime show that really leaned into sex appeal. That was weird.
yeah, I guess it made sense to me. That's like what America represents.
You know what? Yeah. That is
Yeah.
America, right there.
It's sexy.
Sexy. Probably too much
Problematic.
military. And then also a lot of commercials that are dressing up capitalism. Hashtag baby nut.
The hardest working people in America find value at Farm and Fleet.
Farm and Fleet, give us money.
Oh, dude, a Farm and Fleet sponsorship,
fucking
I would
dope.
chill out so hard.
Oh my god, Dad, you are never going to guess
Yeah.
what just happened.
I'm more
My
of
memories-
I'm more of a Fleet Farm sponsorship kind of guy.
Fuck you. Fuck off with that.
You can get anything at
Yeah.
Blaine's Fleet Farm.
Fuck that.
Anything
Fleet-
you
if Fleet
goddamn
Farm-
want.
If Fleet Farm offers us a sponsorship, I will walk.
Oh,
Hell no. Farm and Fleet for life. No, that would bring back a lot of nostalgia to like every Saturday. Just like, oh, quick, we gotta run to Farm and Fleet, and then you walk in and there's like what's it like? It smelled like rubber,
Yeah.
kind of like it was a very distinct smell.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had like a toy aisle for like 2 months out of the
Ryan,
year.
I'm gonna be honest. You're the first person that I've talked to that I know has now been in a Farm and Fleet.
Oh,
I have never been in a
Andrew.
Farm and Fleet, and I've never talked to anybody.
you
who
wear a
has.
wife beater. You wear a wife beater and you drink the champagne.
I know,
beers.
and I got them both at Fleet Farm.
Yeah. Wait, are you serious? Okay. Have you been in a Fleet Farm?
Yes, I went to Fleet Farm all the time. The memory
where's
that
the
you're
nearest Farm and
describing
Fleet?
was me at Fleet Farm.
Wait, now I'm confused.
Is this going to
there
be a
just not
same
a Farm
parent
and
company
Fleet?
situation?
Well, they're both called Blaine's.
Yeah, there's Blaine's Farm and Fleet and Blaine's Fleet Farm.
That's not confusing. What's the difference?
I don't know,
Let's
but
find
I
out.
have never been in a Farm and Fleet.
They're both owned by Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Mills Fleet Farm.
Oh, Mills Fleet Farm. Okay.
and Blaine's Farm and
Okay,
Fleet.
that-
What's Fleet? What's the fleet?
Hashtag on fleet.
No! That's not what that is. I refuse. I need to find all locations. I need a map. Where's their location map?
Wait, are you?
Oh yeah, they sold clothes. You guys remember that? They sold a fuck ton of clothes at the stores.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't that bad.
Was it not? I
How
don't
about
know.
my boots at Fleet Farm?
Okay,
Well,
boots
yeah.
are one thing. I'm talking about they sold like shirts.
Oh my
and,
god,
like,
I
yes.
think I bought a pair of jeans at Fleet Farm once.
That's another thing too. I'm talking about like dress shirts and shit. Like, it's a little weird. Where the fuck do they not have a map of locations? Let's do some digging. Google research live. Yeah, so I went to the one in Baraboo, obviously, which is classic. Chippewa Falls, Dodgeville, Janesville, Madison, Monroe, Oak Creek, La Crosse, Platteville, Rice Lake, Sturtevant, Verona, Watertown, and Waukesha. I don't know which one's closest to you guys.
Probably Waukesha.
Ooh, that's a bit of a ways. Well, no wonder.
Yeah. The Fleet Farms were all over the Fox Valley and then southern Wisconsin. You know, we've got Wausau, Stevens Point, Oshkosh, Appleton, couple in Green Bay, Manitowoc, Sheboygan, Menominee Falls, Madison, Milwaukee, Waukesha. I think I said that already.
Wait, so there's a Fleet Farm and a farm and Fleet in Waukesha? Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh boy. A little bit of the Montagues and the Capulets going on there.
They're gonna like burn shit down and everything. Yeah, no, the nearest Fleet Farm to me would have been in like DeForest. So yeah, we never went to Fleet Farm. But like, so I have a bad Wisconsin confession to make, and I don't know how interesting it is for a podcast, but I don't know what the Fox Valley is. And I don't know which cities are in it and where it is in the state.
You never listened to 96.9 The Fox?
Oh,
I've heard it all the time. Well, okay, so hold on. That didn't make it to my hometown.
Okay.
But like, I heard that name all the time, and I was just like, yeah, that's a place in Wisconsin.
The Fox
I don't know the
Valley
cities.
is what encompasses basically Appleton, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and then like all the little shitty towns in between where we grew up.
Is it an actual valley?
Yes. It's not like a huge one, but it's like that's the Fox River. It's like the area
It's a depression
surrounding
around the Fox River, yeah.
So like Green Lake, Ripon, Omro, Berlin.
Green Lake's actually nice, to be fair.
Well, no, it's not.
Shout out to Green Lake. Green
And
Lake
a
sent
lot
us
of
money.
rich people have their summer homes there.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
there's a lot of rich people from Chicago.
Yeah, that doesn't
spend
make
the
the-
summer in Green Lake.
That doesn't make the area
Yeah,
nice.
the lake.
fact that
The
they
lake is nice.
Yeah. Wait, which lake is Green Lake? Oh, Green
Yeah,
Lake. Is
Green
it called
Lake.
Green Lake? That's pretty dumb.
Yes.
That was a dumb question.
Deepest
I realized
lake
it
in
as I was
Wisconsin.
saying it. Wait, what'd you just
It's
say?
the deepest lake in
Deepest
Wisconsin.
lake in
Oh,
Wisconsin.
deepest. I thought you said
No.
biggest. And I was
No.
like, you motherfucker.
Nope, it
You
is the
ignorant piece of shit.
it is the deepest. Ryan, stay away.
I mean, come on. Everyone who grew up in Wisconsin knows the biggest lake in Wisconsin.
Lake Winnebago.
Wrong, you motherfucker. It's Lake Superior.
It's not in Wisconsin.
It absolutely is in the Wisconsin borders.
No, but it's not
was gonna
in Wisconsin. That's next to Wisconsin.
It like the Wisconsin state border goes into Lake Superior.
Are we about to look up maritime law? Is
And
that
if you
It's not
wanna- and if
in
you wanna be-
Wisconsin. It's attached to
And
Wisconsin.
if you want to be technical, Lake Michigan, there's more of the area of Lake Michigan is in the state of Wisconsin. So you could also say Lake Michigan, and I would accept that too. No, the Wisconsin state border goes into both of those lakes, Andrew. So they are in that state.
They're not contained within the landlocked borders. of
That's not the
Wisconsin.
question I asked, was it?
It
Did I
kinda
did I
is.
say which lake is the biggest lake completely contained within the borders of the state of Wisconsin?
Said
No,
in Wisconsin, within Wisconsin.
I did not say within Wisconsin. I said in Wisconsin.
This has become a Wisconsin podcast. any
Yeah.
viewers still left listening are probably getting annoyed.
What else do you guys want to talk about? I grew up next to Devil's Lake. That was cool.
People die there at least once a year.
Oh, more than that. It was a fucking death trap. People really felt safe there. I don't know why. Yeah. Killed a lot of people, man. Woo.
Hey guys, coming to Wisconsin, a surprising number of quarry and lake deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A surprisingly treacherous state.
I also grew up next to Lake Delton, which famously drained in 2008 or whatever. Just completely gone. Like the lake disappeared. It was fucking crazy.
Was that before or after the housing crisis?
Right before, right?
Ooh, ominous.
It was 2008, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really bad. It fucked up tourism. Terrible, obviously. Yeah, 2008. June 2008 Midwest floods. There's a Wikipedia article for it. You can talk about that. Where were you guys when the flood hit? Oh, wow, look, on the Wikipedia article, if you go to the Wisconsin section, the number one picture is June 2008 Wisconsin flood, and it's the house that broke in half when the lake emptied.
Huh.
And got carried away into the Wisconsin River. Fun fact, my dad worked that construction job to like remove the stuff out of that house. Like it had to be suspended with giant machinery so that the rest of it wouldn't fall into the raging water, and they like tried to remove and salvage as much stuff as they could.
That sounds like a cool job.
It sounded fucking crazy.
I hope he got hazard pay, but that sounds like a cool job.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that worked. But, oh wow, someone died in that.
Really?
Yeah, there was one death in the Wisconsin flood
was it?
of 2008. It's a flood. I mean, unless it's not, as long as it's not like a flash flood. I mean,
no.
Did you guys flood? Hold on, now I'm wondering.
Yeah,
2008. Yeah, the entire state did. We were on the Fox River. It went through the middle of our town.
Yeah, my backyard was underwater.
Jeez. Well, I'm just looking at this rainfall map, and it doesn't look like you guys got it nearly as bad as we did.
Well, I'm like, it wasn't like the town was destroyed, but like,
okay, that's fair. Some of our towns were destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we
that's
probably
a higher
didn't
bar
get it as
than what
bad
we were.
as you,
Yeah,
but it still flooded.
Yeah, we had 12 inches of rain in 8 days in Sauk County. So
Christ, build an ark.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, some of the downtowns, including downtown Reedsburg, was actually underwater. Like, it was pretty brutal.
All right, we're coming on an hour. Let's head into the meme
Shut
corner.
the fuck up about Wisconsin. We're going to talk about Mythic Quest.
The memes.
You guys got some farm
That's
and
in the
fleet memes?
breakouts, Andrew. Keep to the script and talk about memes.
Yeah, what got memed?
There's nothing in the memes.
I saw the Bernie meme where he was making the 3 different faces.
Yep.
It was kind of the equivalent of the Vince McMahon falling back in his chair meme.
I guess I saw a lot of the Bernie memes of like, I am at blank. Once again, asking for blank. Yeah.
I am once again asking for blank.
That feels like that happened a long time ago. Is that only within the last week?
No, it was definitely within.
Holy shit!
Like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around.
Yeah, my Twitter feed has been mostly Bernie stuff, and then people freaking out about interspecies reviewers. So,
wow,
sure.
that's a rough timeline, Lucas.
Yeah,
I saw plenty of people making fun of Joaquin Phoenix, like mansplaining milk to everyone.
Yeah, I was doing laundry and I came back in the middle of Joaquin Phoenix's speech.
He lost the plot a few times.
He started out with like, hey, no one like people or race or group should be able to like rule over another. I'm like, okay, using your Oscar speech to spread a message, cool. And it's like, we impregnate cows and we take their calves and steal the milk that is meant for that calf. I'm like, okay, yeah, where is this going?
He knows the cows would die if we don't milk them, right?
He knows that the cows wouldn't be alive if we weren't alive. Like if we weren't taking advantage of them.
Wow, it really says a lot about society. And we do live in a society, let me be clear.
We live in a society! You guys didn't watch Joker, so you don't even get that reference.
I get that reference, Ryan.
Okay.
It's not a difficult reference.
Did you guys see the Donald Trump spray tan picture with his hair being blown back?
Yeah. And there's
Yeah,
like a
that was
solid
meme.
half-inch of his face. Yeah.
That was meme pretty hard.
Yeah.
That was a good meme.
And then how he got really mad and said it was photoshopped, and
Yeah, he said it was photoshopped and fake news, and then it was like that was on
that was real.
the Getty Images site.
Yeah.
that's that's not fake.
And there was
man.
another one like a
sorry.
month beforehand. I didn't see that one until now. It was like a Republican senator took a picture with him at some sort of party and was like, "I'm here with our great president, blah, blah, blah." And it was a really unflattering picture that showed the same goddamn stark tan line. That was clearly not photoshopped. That was posted by like one of his supporters. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
All right. Do we want to move into the breakouts now?
I'm just gonna send one meme of that
Oh,
in
God.
the Google chat. 'Cause it made
Bring
me laugh.
it.
Oh man, talk about blast from the past.
It is a similar expression
Yeah.
to the original little
That
girl.
is an old meme of the girl
It's a very,
with a house on fire in the background.
and she looks very happy. It's a similar little grin to that little girl, I will say.
He's just on the brim of, yeah, this organism technically qualifies as human, like a traditional human being, but yeah,
Yeah.
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 Man, we really do live in a society.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen the movie. Read the Wikipedia page, but haven't seen the movie. And that... and that'll take us into the breakouts. What are you guys checking out?
I'm catching up on Mr. Robot. I heard season 4 is really good. I watched the first 2 seasons and then kind of fell off. So I'm in.
I thought you weren't
I
waiting
think a lot of
until it
people
got
did
good.
that.
No, I'm not. It fell off my radar, like, not because it wasn't good, just because there's a lot of stuff to watch and it didn't really pop up on my radar to remind me. So then I heard season 4 came out and that it was really good. And I was like, cool, I'll add it to the list. And I'm just now getting around to it. And it's great. And I like it a lot. And the most recent episode was shot in one take, which is insane for a fucking TV
Like
show.
actually shot in one take, or like 1917
No.
shot in one take?
1917.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like,
Yeah.
Nothing
No,
is
it-
actually shot in one
I
take.
understand
Yeah.
that. But
Well, if it was in like one room and just really
Yeah.
well rehearsed, maybe. But no, this episode was fucking crazy. Basically, the plot was at a giant corporation in which the main character and one of his friends worked. The main character was trying to stop a hack, and his friend was trying to make the hack happen. And a Chinese company that was encouraging the hack basically stormed the building with protesters of the giant corporation, and they were all like destroying the building. And so in the meantime, they were like fighting to, stop the hack or make the hack happen. And it was following both of them around with one shot. And there was one particular shot where one of the characters goes into a room with like just a server, and the shot's from overhead, and it goes outside of the room in a way that like half of the frame is filled with like the outside, like looking straight down towards like the street, and half of the shot is like inside the room and stuff. And it was just really fucking cool. So I
Good.
enjoyed it. Mr. Robot, really good. I think that everyone would like that show, including the first season. But
Is the first season derisive?
what is
Divisive?
derisive? Oh, divisive. No.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think that's a wait and like it gets good show. I think it's good. Like
All right.
for me, the pilot totally captured my interest. So,
Hmm.
and then throughout the first season, more and more of the interest. So yeah.
All right. Andrew, you got anything?
nothing new. Still plugging away at The Witcher 3 on my Switch. I'm definitely not as angry at it as I was in the last episode.
You got used to the eye bleeding, or
I feel like that's the biggest part. One, like I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with the controls, which are still way too touchy and not that great on the Switch, but I've definitely kind of adapted to it a little bit. And yeah, the visuals I've just gotten used to, I've accepted. So,
all right,
very, very fun, a lot of fun.
Glad you're enjoying it. I am watching Mythic Quest, I finished watching Mythic Quest, which is a new Apple original series, which makes it kind of a pain in the ass to watch because, you gotta click out of all the pop-up ads that appear on pirate sites and junk. Huge pain. But this show is about video game MMO development studio who are releasing an expansion for their game and constantly updating their game, kind of in the style of It's Always Sunny meets Community. Like, Danny Pawty, who played Abed, is in this show playing a very different character, but, like, I very much get the impression that this show is kind of meta, so he has to be there. This is also a show vaguely about video games, so of course Ashley Birch is there playing a character.
Of course.
And Rob McElhenney is basically Mac in this, but like a little more respected by everybody around him. Like, there's one episode where the big plot point for his character is that Rob McElhenney finds out that there is a guy who is taller and just physically bigger than him in the office. And, like, he immediately becomes self-conscious and is worried that, like, this guy is ruining his his commanding presence in the office. And, of course, when, like, there's a plot point in a show where, like, oh, a character is taller than another, how tall is this actor in real life? Rob McElhenney is 5'10". So that guy they were portraying as like, oh yeah, this is a physically giant human being, was 6'3", maybe. But then the show is okay overall, I think, but it's a little weird where I think they're a little cart before the horse with it. It's almost feels like it's trying to parody other shows that have been made about, here's what it's like to make a video game. Except those shows don't actually exist. Like, It's Always Sunny, there are plenty of shows about people who, if they're not running a bar, their lives very much kind of revolve around their relationships or interactions in a bar, or with Community. There are a lot of shows about people going to college, or just kind of shows that are very much leaning into sitcom tropes, which Community kind of subverted. That's not really happening with Mythic Quest, and I know just enough about how games are made that everything felt a little bit off. With the sole exception, I think, of episode 5 of this 9-episode show, where it just focused on a completely new set of characters taking place in the 90s and just kind of showed how working on a video game together for them became just a giant series of compromises and ultimately destroyed their relationship with one another. That was the only episode of the show I would say is wholeheartedly good and that a bunch of people should check out. But, overall pretty positive experience with it. And at 22-minute episodes, it was super easy to burn through all 9 of them.
Cool.
This show wasn't on either of your radars whatsoever?
I had heard of it.
Yeah, I think I'd heard of it when it was first announced, because it was kind of a big deal with Rob McElhenney producing and all that stuff. But yeah, I hadn't really heard much lately.
I think that because I bought a new iPhone a couple months ago, I think I get Apple TV for free.
Yeah, you do.
I just never saw anything on there that piqued my interest.
Jesus.
Not even The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian's not on Apple TV.
Apple.
Well, that's Disney. Fuck. Yeah. There are two. Oh my God, there are too many streaming services.
And they both have a plus in their name, so I see where your confusion is.
Oh my God.
The only one that I was semi-interested was For All Mankind, because it was space, and I'm a fucking sucker for space.
I'm a sucker for space.
I don't think it got that great. I don't think that got great reviews, so yeah. Not really
even the Jason Momoa show where they're blind and
see.
It's a terrible name for a TV show.
Yeah, it's a fucking atrocious name.
It sounds bad coming out of your mouth. Like, what's it called? See.
Hey, have you guys been watching See?
How do you talk about it? I saw
last
See
night's
last
episode
night.
of See. It's almost as bad as Ghosts. Which is also a thing.
Okay, I think that will send us into the group chat.
All right, guys, are you ready? I don't want to talk about it for too long.
Should I
No,
bail?
you're
I'm
staying.
pretty sure that's why Ryan pushed
you are
the Wisconsin
staying, and I'm
stuff
to
as
talk
long
about
as he
it, and
did.
you're gonna fucking listen.
Is there gonna be any more stuff after this, Lucas? It's the only thing left in the planning doc.
Ryan, do you have anything to get out of your system?
Not really.
First games of the XFL happened.
Yeah. Product was alright.
Yeah.
Not quite as good as Alliance, I thought, last year, but, you know, it was fine. It remains to be seen if they're going to treat their employees really shittily, just like the WWE.
Right.
And if that's the case, it's not going to be easy to support, so...
Either way, I give this 3 years, you know? I think...
I feel like if it can make it 2 full seasons, it might stick around for a while. So...
I think you hit the 3-year mark, contracts start to expire, and then everybody realizes there's even less money in this than what people thought there was, is how I see this playing out.
The reaction to it seemed to be really positive. And I think
because people are treating it like a novelty, not like a genuine, I'm interested in this and invested in it.
I mean, whatever gets ticket sales, you know? I think they said that opening weekend for the XFL sold more tickets than the entirety of the AAF season. So, I mean, that's something at least.
Sure.
We shall see, and keep all you loyal listeners updated. We shall
see, just like the acclaimed Jason Momoa TV show on Apple TV Plus.
Where Jason Momoa can't see.
They see the name of the TV show is See, but they can't do that.
But the babies can, and that's why...
It's fucking everything up.
I'm sure, or I'm not sure. Like maybe they explain it in the show, but how the fuck do they know the babies can see?
Magic.
Babies probably tell them, right?
They're babies.
I don't know how old they are.
I mean, in the trailer that I saw where Jason Momoa was holding them, they're like newborns. They're like infants.
I don't know how much time dilation there is in C.
Yeah,
I have not seen enough of C to say.
Well, Lucas, here.
Are you sure you didn't see C? I saw C.
Stop.
And let me tell you, if you haven't seen C, you need to see
you gotta
C.
see it.
Wait, you've seen Saw, the series of horror movies?
No, I didn't see Saw.
I saw C.
I saw C.
Okay, Lucas, here's your assignment. Go read the Wikipedia article for C and then write a whole fucking op-ed about it.
Jesus, that got cut, Leandro. That has to be cut too. Oh, so much snapping going on. All right, I think that's where I bow out.
Ryan, please.
Gentlemen, goodbye.
No, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. You're going to want to hear this. I'm not going to just rave about it, okay?
It doesn't matter. I have nothing to add.
You don't have to add anything.
Oh, great. I'll just listen to you talk for 15 minutes.
I'm going to keep it short. Also, fuck you.
All right, go.
Andrew, Death Stranding.
I finished Death Stranding.
Clock is starting now.
Immediately after I finished Death Stranding, I started playing The Witcher 3. I just couldn't I just like I finished it. I'm like, I don't know what to do now. So I started playing The Witcher 3 immediately. Like as soon as I got
don't know
done.
how good of a palate cleanser The Witcher 3
No,
Wild Hunt
it's
is,
not.
but okay.
See, I have not played the other Witcher games, so before I started playing The Witcher 3, immediately after I finished playing Death Stranding, I looked up a IGN video that they had made like 5 years ago before The Witcher 3 came out. They do this for a lot of games that are in series, like the story so far, like The Witcher 3 explained in 5 minutes, explaining the first 2 games, and that made much less sense than the entire plot of Death Stranding. Like, I finished Death Stranding, watched The Witcher 3, recap video, and I'm like, that didn't make any sense. And then immediately started playing The Witcher 3. Anyway, Death Stranding
made more sense than The Witcher 3 is what you're saying.
Well, made more sense than the previous 2 Witcher games, at least. It's just there's so much stuff going on. But, so, Death Stranding, as a game, was really good. And I say was, not is, because it was a really good game. And then until you reached the end part of the game. And I don't mean like, oh, the ending ruined it, like it was the last cutscene or the plot twist or whatever. The entire game was getting from point A to point B to serve a purpose, and you got to that point, and I knew with a Kojima game that there was a fair chance that it would not be the end of the game, that there'd be something else going on. But I reached that point, and it very much felt like it was going to be the end of the game. There's more than one big boss fight, a bunch of crazy shit going on. We reached that point, and then 8 hours later, the game ended. It was a really good game, and then just fucking dragged on. I mean, seriously, like, every single moment playing that game after that, like, what should have been the end point, which is like, oh my god, just end it. I don't want to play anymore. Like, I don't want to play anymore. It just wasn't fun. It wasn't good. It just kind of just felt like it just kept dragging on and on and on.
This game does have like 3 endings.
The credits
and
roll
then
4 different times, Lucas.
Yep.
The actual credits roll several times. That doesn't make any sense. And I say the ending of the game, but it's not the ending of the game. Like, another point about 5 hours after what should have been the end of the game, there's a moment where it's like, oh, you have to choose, and it's like, oh, do I save this person or like, do I like stand with this person and destroy the world, or do I kill this person and save the world, but this other shit happens, blah, 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 blah. But you actually don't have a choice. They give you a gun and it's like, shoot them or stand with them. And you can shoot them until you run out of bullets and nothing happens, and then you walk over to them, and then it's like, oh, you never had a choice at all. You just walk over to them, you like put their arms around them, and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, to be fair, that's a pretty emotional and I think weighty moment of Norman Reedus overcoming his awesome possum phobia, hugging his sister mom, and then just kind of embracing the importance of human connection and realizing that, oh, hey, maybe that is the one true valuable thing in this world, even if it cannot be a thing that weighs us down and stops us from living what is actually our best lives.
No, it was bad. Lucas, wrong, it was bad. Like, and the actual end of the game, like the final cutscene and, in the last journey, taking the final package up to the incinerator again, kind of retracing your steps from the beginning of the game, that was good. I did actually enjoy the last, 20 minutes of the game. But that was preceded by 8 hours of the game that shouldn't have existed. It was terrible. It was awful. Like, it was a really good game, and it just left a really bad taste in my mouth. So I'm mad. I'm a mad boy.
You gotta admit, that last monologue from Die Hard, man, was some pretty good acting, though.
Yeah, but that was also, in the last 20 minutes of the game.
I mean, I guess I kind of share your reaction to... Oh, God, I I don't know how many times I yelled "fuck you" at the screen in the last like 3 hours of the game. Like when Amelie says, "I brought you a metaphor," I just fucking lost it for a second. Like, what the fuck is this writing?
Yeah, it's just...
Oh, no, her saying she's Princess Peach.
that was pretty bad. You're Mario and I'm Princess Peach. I remember that from the Donkey video, and I was like, when is this coming? When is this gonna happen? I just gotta get it over with.
And then the fact that the game has the gall to say that maybe there's gonna be a sequel.
But like, it was one of the most... I don't know. A lot of people said the game is really stressful. It was one of the most relaxing games for me until that last 8 hours. So it just fucked up my whole mood. It was like waking up from a nap.
It is a pretty good dopamine cycle until you get to the last stretch of the game, and then it is giant monster Metal Gear fight, then it is a one-on-one Metal Gear fight, and then it's a Street Fighter game, and then it is one more giant Metal Gear fight. Voluntary Viewing Game of the Year 2019. Do you stand by that?
I do. I mean, I do. I mean, there were one or two games that I feel like if I had played them, may have beat it out. Like, I really wanted to play Control, and I never got around to it. But, like, Death Stranding was a really good game. Like, overall good game. Like, you know, a certain portion of it does not ruin the game as a whole, but Jesus Christ, came close.
Yeah, but are you going to replay it?
I don't know. I feel like, because they did a thing where, like, the game ends and then it resets it so you can still get into the open world. Because it takes, then that part, like the quote-unquote end game, takes place before the actual ending of the game. So that I can still go out and do, like, deliveries and travel and do all that stuff. I'll do that. Like, I'll play more of the game just because that part's really fun. And, like, it's a really, really cool open world. Like, a lot of really cool scenery, and just, I enjoy it a lot. But, like, I'm not going to replay the story. I wouldn't even not recommend it to people. Like, if someone said, "Hey, should I play this game?" I'd say, "Yeah, absolutely." Like, it is a good game. Like, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot to enjoy, and it's different than a lot of games out there, and I think even that in it of itself is worth it. But
the fact that it's so blatantly about something, even if that's a little muddled at times, is refreshing, I guess. Yeah.
So some of the messages are definitely, like, stronger than others. like the stuff about, you know, human connection and, like, society and, like, not being about barriers and all that kind of stuff. Like, that stuff's good. So some of the other stuff is just kind of like, we don't need that in there. But
like asexuals being bad and women being treated poorly by and large.
I don't know about that. Like, I didn't really catch that in there. Anyway,
the one ass shot of Fragile. I don't know how her name is pronounced, Andrew. Is it Fragile or is it Fragile? Or is it Fragile? I feel like she cycled
fragile.
Through... But she said, "I'm fragile, but not that fragile."
She said, "I'm fragile, but not that fragile." Which yeah, that...
Dumb.
Yeah, dumb. Anyway, Game of the Year 2019.
I guess we're just doing spoilers now. Rapid fire spoilers. Did you like how Lou turned out to actually be a girl?
No. I mean, like, it's not that I didn't like it. It was just like, why was that? They referred to it as a boy the whole fucking game.
I mean, they're like little guy and little fella.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Those are male terms. And then, like, at the end, they're like, because they named it Lou. And then at the very end, it's like Louise. It's like, okay, but why? It's not, it wasn't bad. It just...
To be fair, Guillermo del Toro's character turned out to be a zombie, so...
There was a split second when he was talking about how he was grown from a petri dish and stuff, and he says, I'm Frankenstein's monster. There was about half a second I thought the game was going to be like, Mary Shelley's story was true, and I'm actually Frankenstein. Because, I mean, honestly, it would not fit, you know?
Fuck, what are the other spoilery things? So, Amelie was the president, but also your sister, and...
Amelie was your okay.
Not even Amelie. Her real name's like Amerigo Strand or something, right?
Bridget was your adopted mother, whose daughter was Amelie, but Amelie is also Bridget. So Bridget is both your mom so Amelie is both your mom and sister.
And then Cliff, Mads Mikkelsen he's
your dad.
Yeah. And Sam was the first Bridge baby until he died, and then Amelie revived him.
Yep. None of that really surprised
and that's why,
me. Like that, I feel like that was supposed to be a twist that really wasn't. I thought it was still done well, though. Like I said, the last 20 to 30 minutes of the game, still good. Previous 8 hours, really bad. Previous 30 to 50 hours, really good.
I like I like how Mads Mikkelsen works into the end. His character's name, Cliff, is also a kind of dumb, way too on-the-nose naming convention. Yeah. I am a cliff, an obstacle.
You are a bridge.
You are a bridge.
Like, shut the fuck up. Alright, this will be the last time we ever talk about Death Stranding.
Until the sequel.
I will say that it was absolutely... It completely met my expectations. It is everything that I wanted it to be.
Did you how much time did you put into it? 60 hours, 80?
No idea. I don't even know where to track that.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Ryan's still on the podcast. I just checked the Google chat. I really expected you to be gone.
You made it in 12 minutes and 36
seconds. That is less than 15.
Technically less than 15. Also, you guys honestly did not sound like you liked it that much. I don't know if that's just from an outsider perspective.
That's what I was trying to say, is I really liked the game as a whole, but the last, 5 to 10% of the game was just really annoying.
But was all the dumb, bad writing that you guys were making fun of in the last bit of the game? What about like the president sister mom or whatever?
That was at the end.
That's definitely in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, but Ryan, that is the good dumb writing.
Well, but at the beginning of the game, it was just that, that's your mom, and then the other person is your sister. Like, fine, that's clear cut.
I know, but doesn't that ruin then the beginning of the game when they go back
in the way that like the annoying parts of the game can ruin the whole thing? Sure, but I think those things are separate enough. Maybe because it was, for me, 3 months in between, because it took me so long to finish the game. But even if you blew through it, it was still probably 50 hours of gameplay in between. Like, to me, they felt like very separate entities.
And I think one of the downsides with a game this big is that you remember the ending first and foremost when you think of it. And
but the ending impacts what came before it.
I can think of plenty of pieces of media where I genuinely enjoyed it, but can admit that it didn't stick the landing.
I don't know if I can. That for me, that ruins the movie. If it has a noticeably bad ending that like undid some of the plot points from the beginning of the movie, that will ruin the movie.
Absolutely. Okay. The whole sister mom thing and all the plot twists didn't really not make sense. Like it did still kind of make sense within the context of the game. So it didn't like ruin the beginning where you were like, oh, that doesn't make any sense because of the rules that they established. No, that wasn't there. It was just dumb. it was a dumb twist. Like, but like a really long video game is different than a movie. It's different in the way that TV is different than a movie.
I would argue it's worse. You got to commit a lot more time to it just to arrive at a place where you're like, oh, this was bad.
Well, okay, then think of it like this. Like, Game of Thrones last couple seasons were really bad. Like, really annoying, not great.
And it ruined the show for me, legitimately. That was like, it had overtaken Breaking Bad at a certain point as my favorite show ever made, and then it fell way, way behind, like, with the last 2 seasons. And now it's considered like a good, not great show in my eyes. That's a thing.
I mean, that is valid. I'm not going to argue with you about that. I just feel differently about it.
To me, when I saw the first thing, like the first trailers and all that shit and all the mystery around it, that's what I predicted was a bunch of like pretentious, overblown, kind of dumb shit. And then you guys go in to describe a bunch of pretentious, overblown, dumb shit, and I'm like, yeah,
yeah, it was great. For me. Like,
hey, if you
ending was a little frustrating, but I mean,
the game, like the mechanics, the world, the visuals, the like all that kind of stuff. Just I thought that was really, really good. Like it was really, really good, and some of the dialogue, especially towards the end, was not good. But like, there's a lot of different pieces to the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not going to be able to convince you guys that it's a bad game, especially as someone who's not played it. But I'm just throwing it out there that, no, I would have hated this game.
I
not
believe,
just because of my prejudice
that you would have
for
hated
it.
I believe that you would have hated the game. I mean, the story, definitely, I think you would have hated. You probably wouldn't
Ryan
have
would not have liked the gameplay.
But
I don't know if I would have liked the
probably
gameplay.
not.
No.
From what I've seen online.
It is going to be on PC, so I mean, if you really want to get yourself a hate boner, you could play it and then
I would never
rail about it on the podcast in a few months.
If you're ever like, my life is too good right now, I need to suffer.
Yeah.
You can put it in some Death Stranding.
I need to spend 50 hours on something that I'm not going to enjoy. And if people who even liked the game didn't like the last 8 hours, then those 8 hours are going to be a living nightmare.
I will say that like literally like my expectations of like from that first trailer and all the crazy shit that came after it, like I think it really did live up to it. Because like we all knew it wasn't going to be perfect. We all knew that there was going to be some shit about it that was really stupid. And I
don't think we did.
Made it perfectly.
That was my initial point, though, was that it felt like everyone was hyping it up as like, this is going to be like game of the decade material type stuff.
I feel like we're going to be talking about it a decade from now. Yeah.
Really?
Maybe not positively. There's definitely going to be games that are inspired by Death Stranding that do it better, but this is a piece of media that went for it in an industry that you kind of aren't allowed to do that with AAA titles, and I really just appreciated that.
What did it go for?
It was big. It was weird. It was fucking Norman Reedus in a walking simulator where he's carrying a backpack 3 times as tall as he is and doing it all straight-faced. And it's ridiculous, and just the gall of it is impressive, but the fact that it manages to work cohesively and tell some pretty socially relevant storytelling, that's kind of great. That's something to celebrate.
I guess. I don't know. It's does not seem like anything special to me, and it seems like a movie that's going to be loved by some, forgotten by most, and that'll be that. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I should put a reminder in my calendar for 2030 to see if there's still active discussions of Death Stranding, because I really don't think so.
February 10th, 2030. Out of the shadows you emerge to question both Andrew and I about Death Stranding.
Yeah, we're all going to be in our mid-30s, and I'm going to be like, hey, you motherfuckers. And also, like, I don't think a game is going to follow in its footsteps because, like, unless there's a sequel, you can't make a game like that, or so it would just be ripping off Death Stranding.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't think you could make a game like Death Stranding, and Kojima and team did. And I enjoyed it for the most part.
A Strand type game. So you think Strand type is going to be a new genre similar to the stealth genre?
Lord, no.
No?
No.
Well, that's kind of my point, though. I felt like people were kind of hyping it up to be that level of like, this is going to define video games for 10 years. And it's like, I don't think so.
Actually, there probably is a whole article or series of videos or something into what exactly the Death Stranding marketing campaign was versus the actual product.
Sure.
I really I don't enjoy like marketing campaigns like as a rule. I really enjoyed all the fucking trailers and the crazy shit and all the hype and the speculation and stuff. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of an experience in and of itself. Like I don't know, all the trailers and people talking about it and all the stuff that was happening before the game actually came out was like a game in and of itself. So I really do appreciate Death Stranding. But Jesus Christ, those last 8 hours were bad.
And here at Voluntary Viewing, we hope that you don't think the last third of this podcast was bad, and would instead love it if you could support us on Patreon, leave a comment, like this video, leave a review, and subscribe for more. If you want to send us a question or business opportunity, you can hit us up in messages or send us an email to voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at V2_podcast to stay updated with the goings-ons of the podcast. And, of course, I am Lucas the Writer. It has been a little while since I put out any kind of writing, but it seems like that will hopefully change in the near future. And if you want to check that out, you can follow me on Twitter at Lucas the Writer. How are we ending this one, V2 crew? That's our name now.
The V2 crew?
It sounded like that was, just gonna happen. Took 83 episodes, but it was inevitable.
And if you want to join the V2 crew, be sure to subscribe at the premium tier. I don't know. Oh, I did add the Honey Pop 2 Let's Play to the Patreon.
Ooh.
That's in there.
Our loyal patrons.
Oh.
Can shout it out.
I am so sorry it has taken this long to thank you, Sucky Badger and Sensual Richard Nixon. You're keeping the lights on, and we appreciate that.
Literally. The lights on our microphone are on.
Without you, they'd be off.
Oh my god, mine isn't.
No, the podcast is lost.
I'd genuinely be
It's
upset. Okay. Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me. This was an hour and 40 minutes of my life.
And an hour and 40 minutes well spent, whether you watched it or... Fuck. Fuck. Fuck!